Hello, all you wonderful people. Thank you for coming back to my channel today. I'm going to work with the new book from Maremi, Summer Stories. It's pretty hot here in the Netherlands, so my fan is on, and maybe that is the noise you are hearing in the background. So I'm sorry for that, but it's too hot to live without today. So I was going through the book, and I love the first image and the second background. And the first image is the little boy, the fairy boy, with his feet into the water on the beach. So I wanted to use that one. So I'm going to cut it out and also take the background out. I'm just cutting with my knife around the boy. And then I will just tear it off from the side. And so for the big one, I took my heat tool because of the glue. If you tear it out like that, you will see a ruffled edge, and I didn't want a ruffled edge. So if you warm up the spine, just go above it with your heat gun, and then if you warm the spine, you can just tear it out like that without being ruffled. So because the glue gets hot, and then the page comes out very fine because the glue it gets hot, so it melts, and that is how you get your page out. So next thing I want to do is also, you see all the stones and everything, so later I'm coming back to this book to cut out some stones and some birds. But first of all, I have to cut out my image and my background the way I want it. So I'm fast forwarding this a little bit so you can still see me work, but the boring part is going to be a little bit faster. So I'm cutting, and with my knife cut also around the image. Then the last part, I'm tearing it off by the head because I want it to blend in, and I don't want the flowers to be cut away, because the fuzzy cut will be too much, and then you have to cut them away in order to make them look good on the head. So first of all, now I'm putting the glue, then I'm putting the part that I want on my page on top, and then I'm letting it dry. Then I'm taking the boy image, the elfin, and I want to place it inside the sea a little bit with the water. So the beach part that you are seeing by around the boy, I don't want it. Now if I want it in the sea and I put the whole thing, you will see it immediately, even though I've blended it in. So what I'm going to do is I'm taking my cutting mat. My own has a ruler on top, so I'm checking how long the image is. And what I'm doing now is, for you, in order to see, I'm putting a line with Stabilo all, my black Stabilo all, so you can see how long the image is. I will put it there so you can see it. Then I'm putting my mat under it, and that line I'm gonna make a cut into my image. So just the straight line that I drew, the breadth of the image, and I'm cutting it all the way through to the back of the paper. I ripped a little bit of paper along with the cutting because it wasn't all the way dried yet, but I will fix that later. For now, I just want my cut to be straight and wide enough for my image. Then I'm loosening that part a little bit and I pull it tight and then push it back, and you don't see anything anymore. So now you can see my cut is there and my image can go inside. So then I'm going to cut the excess paper. It was a little bit hard to cut because I'm having the camera above me and everything was in the way and I couldn't hold it well, so I just pulled up my journal and I put it so that I can cut the first part, then nothing is in the way, then I can lay it back down again and start cutting the rest. And I'm just cutting it with the scissors around all the excess. So now that all the excess is gone, I can see clear what I have all in my picture, and you can see from under I push the image through. So, and I want to glue it down like that. So, but on top by the hair, the little excess white that was still there was bugging me, so I wanted it off, and it was a very small piece, but I have to tear it. I couldn't cut it. So it took me a little bit before everything was off. So then I put my guy inside where I cut, and then I'm gonna glue it. And I was also going to check for some of the stones. So first of all, I took my clear gesso and I stuck my image down, just little by little, pushing it every time, because you can see the gesso is almost finished and it's getting thick, so I have to be careful. And then I took my glue and I put a little bit under in the line, and then I glued my image. Immediately that I'm gluing my image, I also take my heat gun, because if I don't dry it, then it will get stuck on the page behind it, and I didn't want that, so I had to dry it with the heat gun first. So now I'm taking my new clear gesso and I'm gonna cut out some of the stones that I liked. So I'm fuzzy cutting them and putting them in place where I want them. But I thought they were a little bit big, though you don't see that too much, but I wasn't happy with it, so I cut out some little stones under from the page, because those two big stones, I can always reuse them in another project, so I don't mind. I have this plastic envelope where all my cut images that I cut out, I didn't use, I put them in there, and then I write on the back from what book they are, so that I don't have to be mistaken. And then I know where they come from and how to use them. So once my stones are down and my image is also down, I'm taking my clear gesso again and I'm just covering the whole page. And you can see my clear gesso is white, but when you spread it out and you dry it, you can see it's all becoming clear again. But I like it like this because in the beginning you just see a haze all over my page, and when it's dried you also see it because everything comes out clear. So now I'm taking my Pentel touch brush pens and I'm just coloring some of the little bits that I need to be colored to make it one big image where you don't see where the beach was. That's why where the sand was, I'm just coloring it a little bit blue, look like the sea. And now I'm checking for some birds, and I know this was not an easy one, but I'm taking the smallest birds that are there. You can see how small they are on my page, but I'm still gonna fuzzy cut them because the background didn't go with the background on my page, and so I also fuzzy cut them. I had to hold them with my pin set because they were so small. I just couldn't hold them like that and fuzzy cut them. Also cut them with my pin set scissors. So I'll let you watch a little bit fuzzy cutting all the birds out and the other bigger bird. I'll meet you back in a minute. So now that I've gotten out all of my birds and adhere them with my clear gesso, I'm just taking my brush pen, my water brush pens and my Pentel touch, and I'm shadowing and coloring the parts that I need to. And I also, as you will see, cut out a bottle, a water bottle is also there now, and it has some shells inside. And so all I'm doing now is giving everything the shadow and the color that it needs to have to make the image more interesting. And I will draw on my glass mat with the Pentel touch, and that way, because they are water based, so if I go in with my water brush, then I can just shadow with them. And I love doing that. And I'm taking a warm brown to warmen up that part. Is also the shadow. Then I'm going back to the book because I'm just missing a text that I want to put. So I'm checking all the text and I'm looking at this one. I find it very interesting, and I couldn't find another one to my liking anymore, so I cut this one out in small pieces. And it says, not all fairies live in forests. Some dwell where waves kiss the shore. So the quote goes very well with what I've created with the images here. So once I've gotten all the images, the text, and put them where I wanted to put them, I still go with my brush pens around it to make a little shadow. And first I go on the left side and under, and then with my water brush I faint it out a little bit, and then I go above and to the right side, and I don't faint it out anymore. I just leave it like that because I like it. And that is really all that I've been doing to the image. I really love the outcome of the image and all the pictures that is in the new Summer Stories book. It's a beautiful book, and I'll be making more of the pages with this book. So I want to thank everyone for being here with me and watching my video. I do hope you consider to write, subscribe and share, as it helps my video to go forward. So once again, thank you for being here, and I will see you next time. Bye!